Hello everybody. So it's summertime, it's cool, rainy, storms about, and it's all gravy. But I'm going to be trying to help Republicans today. Now, why? Why would I help Republicans? Because as much as they enrage me and as much as they hate someone that look like me, to be honest with you, they need the help. And this is not a troll. Oh, no. This is not a troll. So I'm going to help the Republicans right now. And I'm not going to give them the answers. But they need to be able to look for the answers and critically think about those answers. And what I'm saying is Republicans want to, and Trump supporters, don't just Republicans in general. If you are on the side of Team Republican, by all means, this means you. You are, not in favor of transgender rights. So you're very much putting out there about what Target is doing. You talk about what Walmart has done. You are talking about Bud Light and anything else that supports them. You talk about, drag queen story hour and all this other stuff. Listen. When you want to talk about transgender people, okay, an argument you can make is that a person who has transgendered that is pre-op, you could say they shouldn't go into the women's bathroom. You could say that. I'm not going to tell you how to make that argument sound, but that's where you should have your basis. And if someone who's transgendered from male to female and they're post-op, meaning, the slicing and dicing and splitting and internal tucking, all kinds of stuff that if you knew the facts about, you'd cringe and probably, toss your cookies. You say, okay, they can't go into the male bathroom, they have to go to the female. And you can make a rational argument for that. More or less rational. Also, if you want to say that transgender people are sexually assaulting people in the women's bathroom, okay, hear me out, because this is very important for you to understand. You need to have empirical evidence of this. Now, if that makes you angry, that lets you and everyone around you know how stupid you are. That should not make you angry. You need to have evidence. There must be a police record somewhere. There has to be some kind of news outlet that has reported on an actual thing. There must be some kind of video or something. You need to find underage girls who can come out and say that they have been assaulted by a transgender person. You have to find evidence. If you can find just one, then the argument can be swayed in your direction. You just need to find one. And it has to be within the past 3 years. Okay, it has to be 2020 and up. That's when all of this sort of really got cooking. Okay, with the transgender stuff. That's when it really hit its plateau of this is social national stuff. That's when it hit that mark. You need empirical evidence. You need to find it. You need to throw it out there. And you need to name names. You have got to name names. Moving past this, You also need to think about female to male transgender people. Females that just look in the mirror and say, this just isn't me. I've never felt this way. And they transition to be a male. You need to, make sure, just vice versa, flipping the script. You need to make sure that those that are pre-op go to the female bathroom, because they don't have the stuff down there with the electronics and all that to make it simulate, male genitalia. And if you find someone that is post-op, meaning they do have all the equipment down there to be fully male passing, they need to go to the male's bathroom. So you got to flip it, okay? And simply ask, hey, if you see someone and they're a little mistaken, you don't know if they are one or the other, and you see them go to the bathroom, you don't have to go in there. Don't chase them. Stay out of trouble, okay? Stay out of trouble. Don't chase them. Don't argue. Don't scream and yell, because it doesn't help you. But what you can do, and it's not an invasion of privacy, is that if you just stood near the bathroom door and just kind of nudged it a little bit, just so there can't be too much of a sound vacuum, if you hear anyone, all right, calling for help or something in there, okay, then you need to get in there and help them. I think any good citizen should go in and help. So if you see a little girl, go in there, and you see someone of question, follow that little girl, and it's not her parent, just stand there at the door. Don't go in. Don't be questioning people. Just stand there and listen. When they come out, it's all good. They're fine. And you can move on. Nobody got hurt. You didn't have to go and risk your life or risk somebody else's life by beating the heck out of them or anything like that. And you don't have to go to jail, prison, or anything, or get sued. It's all good. Just keep yourself safe. When it comes to, anything dealing with a person, if you want to cite the Democrats are doing anything negative, make sure, okay, this is important. You need to have not outright damning evidence, but you need evidence. You need to name names. You need to give a general month and year of when this person allegedly did something. And it's not necessarily so much that you need to really prove it. What you need to do is just show that they can't disprove it. That's how our court systems work. You are the one bringing it up, so you're the plaintiff. They've got to prove that you're wrong. It's hard. It's next to impossible to prove a negative, but it's all about controlling the narrative, right? If you say it first, and you all know this, if you say it first, then the public believe it so. And once you fool the public, because they say it's easier to fool someone than it is to convince them that they have been fooled. So you need to make sure that when someone out there, your representatives, when they go on TV, Fox News, MSNBC, or any right-wing place or any place, when they say the Democrats are doing this, you need to demand that they name names. They have to call out who's doing it. You just can't say Democrats. All right? That makes you look weak. That makes you look weak. You cannot look weak, not to your own tribe, and certainly not to the enemy. You need to name names. This person is doing this. This person is doing that. This person we think, has elicited such and such. You need names. You need a date and time. So, just a quick recap. When it comes to transgender people, and you're talking about what they're doing to hurt people and children, little girls or whatnot, you need evidence. You just can't say it and be like, I heard someone say it, so therefore it's true. You need to do research. I use the search engine Ecosia. I don't use Google. I just don't use Google. I use Ecosia, which doesn't use any other search engine. Like Bing uses Google, Ecosia doesn't use anybody else. So that means whatever I research, it's certainly not going to have a bias from some other company. All right? That's why I use it. So make sure that you can do research and get proper information. Look up various newspaper outlets and news areas and groups and journalists and find the information that you are seeking. If you want, you want to demonize the transgender community, you certainly need to name names, dates, people, situations, altercations, and everything. You need empirical evidence, because other than that, you look like crazy people screaming about something that has never happened because you can't prove it. And justice does not go on faith. Justice does not work on, hey man, I just trust your word. I have faith that you're telling me the truth. Let's go punish, kill, harass, torment, lock up these people based on your word. Keep that in mind. That's not how the justice system works. It is a two-tier justice system, just not like you think. It's not how you think. So make sure you got evidence. The same goes for Democratic people, that you are, as I said before, making sure that everyone that you want to talk about in the Democratic Party, because that's who you are referring to when you say Democrats are doing this. You're talking about senators and governors, council, and things like that. You're talking about quote unquote judges. You're talking about executive branch and legislative and house and all this. You're talking about all that stuff. You're not talking about voters. You're not talking about regular citizens. You're talking about people in power. You need to name names. People need to know who you are talking about. You just can't say Democrats, because then they can say, this person just saying stuff to be mad. They're just going to say anything. You have to name names. Okay? Just keep that in mind. I'm trying to help. I know this is long, but I'm trying to help the Republicans here. You got to name names. You've got to call them out. If you really want to serve justice the Republican way, you just can't say, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Trust me, I'm repeating what someone else told me. You need to look it up, research, name, situation, altercation, a general month, a general year, and the person that you are accusing. Because if Democrats are allowing a certain thing to happen, you can look at voting records and all kinds of things, on, the .gov sites and whatnot. You can find what their voting record is, and you can use that to prove what you are accusing them of, and you can get their names. So keep that in mind. I hope you all listened. This was me legitimately trying to help the Republicans. So with that said, y'all take it easy. See you next time.